Hey folks, Brian Singh here from Brian's Table, and behind me is the hotel where I'm staying, Meta Business Hotel, which is also known as the King David. Today, I'm just gonna do a day 2 walkabout here in Tbilisi, maybe navigate a few different sites and a few other metro stops, just generally discovering the city and having a good time in doing that. So stick around for the adventure. Let's see where we end up today. Off we go. Public transit is pretty good here in Tbilisi. Some pretty cool architecture along the street. One of the interesting things is there's this mini bus system that works along the transit routes. I'm going to guess that there's a hierarchy that you see in a lot of countries where there are prioritization of pedestrian traffic, then moving to bicycles, and there are bicycle lanes here in Tbilisi. There's a number of tiers of buses, I've noticed. So for less frequented routes, they most probably have smaller buses, and just like that one. And for the more frequented ones, the larger ones. And everything does seem to feed back towards the metro system. Some good old Eastern European style architecture here. And a beautiful tree-lined boulevard here. More interesting architecture here on the street. And interesting repurposing up above here, if you look there. A nice wooden clad patio up there, most probably a bar or more residences. But cobblestone streets, very cool. One thing this street is known for is that there's a host of theaters here. I believe that's the Toy Theater over there. And then we also have the Youth Theater over here. And just back here, just a lot of very cool tree-lined boulevards, just so that you're able to get away from the main drag and indulge in the enjoyment of your local community. Just to fact check myself, that's the Dajak Sok Rahid Ze Tbilisi Center for Music and Culture. Got that one down. Given the amount of monasteries and religious sites here in Tbilisi, one thing that you do see is a lot of the older women, the nonas, as I like to refer to them as, selling candles. Oh, here we go. We have a state puppet theater over here. So you must have kid shows there. And of course, gelato place. A very nice square there. So hip neighborhoods abound throughout the city. And I also noticed that a lot of places advertising co-work spaces, so it appears that digital nomads are discovering Georgia. I just saw that there's a barber shop here. I do need to get trimmed, so let me see if it is open. Just got told it's 25 back to get a haircut. Really old school kind of place, and hopefully this should hold me out for another few weeks. It's always fun to get a haircut in a new country. Haircut time. Thank you. There you go. Whole new look. And I got my ears waxed, got my nose waxed. Yeah, great. And I was 25 gex. Again, I'm not too sure how to pronounce the local currency, but yeah, I'm pretty damn happy with the result here. All right, I do need to put drops in my eyes because he did wash my face, and just as a preventative measure, I made sure I kept my eyes closed because I did have eye surgery and I'm not supposed to get water in my eyes for 2 weeks. So let me take care of that and we'll continue on with our trip. But I'm very happy with getting the haircut. Ankara. So we have Turkish food over here. That looks pretty nice. I'm getting all sorts of ideas on where to eat here. The guy who I organized with Solkan, he did suggest I take a walk down in this area, and I have no regrets. This is very cute. This does seem to be a bit of a Turkish zone. There's another Turkish barber across the street. So I just popped in the pharmacy here, and because I was running a little low on my statin, yes, I do take blood pressure meds and a statin. They do sell it over the counter here, and it was very reasonable. And as this is in Georgia, most performances at the theater are in Georgian. I was hoping to take in some performances, but I do realize the language would be a barrier, which really hasn't stopped me before. But they were not very, the people at the box office were not necessarily the most encouraging. But if you do plan your visit, there's an excellent ballet here, excellent opera, and also the symphony is, they have regular performances. Okay, let's go and get to the metro. But first, I'm gonna get a doner kebab. I know, I get distracted easily. So I'm just going to go for a meat doner. Let's see how it compares to my favorite ones in Germany. Well, that wasn't exactly what I was expecting. It does have the French fries on it, so yeah, I'm going to break a few of my personal rules here. And again, sometimes you take your chances, and some you win, some you lose. Anyhow, I'm sure it's going to taste okay. Kind of happy that I didn't order something too big because I am looking forward to eating something a little bit more substantial later on this afternoon. Comes with this interesting holder that you could just slide things forward. Sauce is good. Meat is tasty. Pickle's good. Not thrilled about the French fries. As a snack, I'm not going to complain. It's tasty, and sometimes I'm okay breaking my deep fried rule. Not thrilled about it, but pretty decent bite. Well, that was super salty, and yeah, let me find the metro here. Nice square here. Really nice area around here. Very cool. And this metro station is Marjan Niche MetroCard. Another one of these super deep subways, and I enjoy using public transit. I gotta applaud the local authorities for not getting too hung up about guys like me who are filming. It's really refreshing. Anyhow, I'm gonna go and check out Sameba Cathedral. There's one I saw yesterday. Looks like some weather is setting in here, so let's make the most of the day here. Some creative parking over there. I'm gonna guess I'm gonna go this way. One thing I want to emphasize in some of these older cities, because it is built in a river valley, the sides of the valley are hilly. So you got to be in shape when you are going up these hills. Those people in Lisbon, those people who visited Lisbon, you know what I'm talking about. Looks like a smaller chapel over here. Women must cover their hair. Let's just take a look in here. Interesting. I think the main attraction is the cathedral itself. With all these sites, I'm going to include links down below as to where I visited, just so that, for largely my documentation, but also for those of you who intend on visiting here, just to make life a little bit easier for you if you want to visit some of these places too. And that way you could just put them on your Google Maps and come up with your own itinerary. No wonder why my allergies are going crazy. The tree blossoms are out. Let's go inside and take a look, and then we'd walk around the grounds. Dress code is why I wore long pants today. All of these paintings are deities. Every religion has their form of holy water, don't they? Muslims, they also have Zamzam water. It's pretty amazing to note that all of these things are still intact. Incredible views of the city. And as you can see, pending a weather system on its way. But let's take a look at this from this side. Likely residence of the priests over there. Just one magnificent view of what is an incredible cathedral. Let's head our way out of here. Let's go through the front, or the official entrance. Lovely grounds, by the way. And just an impressive entryway. It does have that sort of more important compared to all the other churches I've seen. But there are seriously a lot of old churches that date back centuries here. Bell tower, as is typical with most of the larger churches. So the palace of the President of Georgia is nearby here, so I'm going to go and check that out. Interesting adornments on people's balconies. This is the presidential palace. Let's see what this has in store for us. And not the greatest view, but you get the picture here. But the president does have a great view of the entire valley and the old town of Tbilisi. Right next door is this super modern house. I was admiring it from afar. Let's take a look. Gotta love the sort of covert entrances here. Another view of the entrance to the presidential palace. There's a glass roof on top. more like a glass dome. So lax of things here. Father and son are having a little soccer session. Likely future goalie for the Georgian national team. Let's go downhill this way. So Google is telling me that this is the Nikolaos Baratashvili statue. So Nikolaos is a famous Georgian poet, and he lived from 1817 to 1845. He was born here in Tbilisi, but he died in Ganja, Azerbaijan. Got to visit Ganja one day. And below, I include a link so you can find out a little bit more about Nikolaos. Inclement weather off in the distance, it does appear that the river level has risen within the last 24 hours. But what's also interesting is from this perspective, there's a great view over there of the Bridge of Peace and this conference hall and exhibition center. Just gonna go down here, cover a bit of familiar territory, and most try to pick up with the metro or even walk in. And I want to go towards Liberty Square and show you that area as well. As I was walking nearby in the area, couldn't help but notice a sign here for the Rasta Boutique Hotel, but let's see what's in here. Seems to be a more modern church. Absolutely stunning. So the weather has changed a bit, and I took a grand stroll here, and we are here at Liberty Square, which is also known as Freedom Square. And it's not exactly square. I'll be quite honest about that. It's a monument to freedom. Most of the former Soviet states, republics, they all have some sort of Independence Square or Freedom Square. Like the one in Kiev, that one is known as Kreshchatyk Square, which means Independence Square. It's fun just strolling to discover what's around the corner. This area just off of Liberty Square does feel a lot like a bit of a club district. But as always with Tbilisi, it never ceases to amaze that there's always some magnificent edifice related to some sort of church right nearby. Very cool, funky roaster and coffee shop here. And a little Free Palestine there. A few of these bollards to prevent people from parking on the sidewalk, which is actually very important in Muslim country because, as I showed you in some of my India videos, people take over the entire sidewalk, which are meant for pedestrians, by parking them. Just heading back towards Liberty Square. There's a great little street of restaurants. A whole teppanyaki menu. And over here, it is the main mall of the city center of Tbilisi. They got all the major brands in here. They got Armani Exchange, they got a H&M. And if you need anything for your cell phone or for the home, This is the place. Over here, this is where I actually got my Metro card. Is at the Liberty Square Metro. This is the main drag here between this metro stop and the other one, Rustaveli. This is sort of the main arts area of the city. This is where if you want to see any performances or go to any national galleries or Museum of Modern Art, this is the place. They have artisans and folks just selling handicrafts coming out here. Just adds a lot to the street life. Local honey. Over here we have the Houses of Parliament. That's for the national government. Across the street from the House of Parliament, it's called the Parliament of Georgia, is the museum right over there. And compared to other museums, it does seem to be a little bit more of a mix of art and just general museum stuff, for want of a better term. But this is sort of the Grand Boulevard here, where, like I said, all the major cultural sites are. Like for instance, over on the other side is the National Art Gallery. And I went to see a wonderful exhibit there on Friday. And it's right over there on that side of the road. And well worth the visit. That one was, the admission was about 25 gel or gek. I can't pronounce it, but when they say it, they say it sounds like gek to me. And now we're going to come to the main theater where there's all these cultural performances. Like every one of these Eastern European countries, there is so much investment in the arts, and it's just such a integral part of people's lives here. You know, they know their poets, they know their composers, they know their writers. It's incredible how much their culture is so defined by their artists. All throughout the city, there's little bits of public art that pay homage to these artists and writers and poets, just like I showed you with Nikolov. The Rustaveli Theater, which hosts a whole bunch of performances daily. It's incredible that they have the market here, but people go out to see performances all the time. That's another feature of a lot of these Eastern European cities. They really go out and support their local arts and culture. Again, you got to be in shape if you want to be navigating all these hills. Still heading in the right direction. The Funicular. So 22 lari, so 20. That's about $11 Canadian, and spiffy card, and it's open till 11. Here we go. There's a Funicular, and there's a track. It's quite the little adventure park up here. Let's check this out. Pretty cool. This is called Mtatsminda Park. It goes back to 1905. It is one of these venues for recreation and entertainment. Bumper cars. That was a favorite of mine. For those of you in Toronto, one of the things I always look forward to was the X. And they'd always have the bump cars. And a group of us would go there and we'd just do all the bad things that you're not supposed to do in a bumper car. Fun bit of public art here. Well, it looks like it's part of a fountain, shaped like a tree. And let's have a view of the valley that Tbilisi is located within. The sun's going down, sunset off in the distance. And I think, you know, with the Funicular coming up here, seeing the Holy Trinity Church, just that area with all the Turkish restaurants, getting a haircut. Yeah, no, it's been a full day. And I'm glad you got to also show you Liberty Square and where some of the cultural sites are. Great museums, great art galleries. There's a lot to like about Tbilisi. It's not as crowded as other cities, but whatever they have here, it's pretty good quality. I'm glad I made the time to come here. And I'm going to sign off here at the park here. I'm going to take the funicular down and I'm going to grab dinner shortly. So I'm going to go out there and taste a little bit of the world here in Tbilisi, and my tour throughout Georgia and heading into wine country. That starts tomorrow. Stay tuned for that in my next video. Okay folks, thanks again for watching. I appreciate the time you spent with me. Pretty much the reason that I love having you guys giving me feedback, and I get to share my adventures with you. And I'm very lucky in that regard. Like I said, I always dreamed of coming out to Tbilisi in my previous video. And yeah, I'm here. And it's been a blast. And it's been good discovering. All right. Have fun, folks. Catch you on the next video.